both halves of them put together. And I tried to make them as slim as I possibly could because this is Venom and I'm going to have to put muscles on top. So, alright, here he is after I dremeled off all his bandoliers and pockets and all that other stuff, bullets and things and pouches. Had to do as much as I could. As you can see, if I hold him up to the light, you can see right through it. Because he has to be as slim as possible. Try putting them together. Because I got to put muscles on top of him. Because this is Venom. Venom is jacked. So, here we go. And I'm going to leave this video off right here and see you in part 2. Finished. Didn't want to get too down. I just need to shave off the pockets and stuff so I can add some muscle and build up on there. Wasn't too concerned about the arms because they're going to be really bulked up. I just wanted to get the pockets off the top. I had some extra putty and I didn't want to waste it, so I already built up a little on that one. Here in the background's a washing machine because I'm in the basement. Got my polymer or whatever this stuff. Got my epoxy. Part A, Part B. Part A, Part B. Equal size. Got my epoxy sculpt. And I'm going to try sculpting some action figure heads. Mix them together. Once you mix it, you got to let it sit for a couple minutes because it's kind of sticky. It's not really worth trying. And you get probably about a good hour's worth of sculpt time out of it. I'm just going to try and make a basic shape. And then let it dry and then put some details on top. That's my method. Finished sanding them down with the Dremel. Tried to get it as slim as I possibly could because I'm going to add muscle to them. This is Venom, of course. Venom's got to be jacked. But as you can see, you can almost see through what I did. So now I'm going to start sculpting the muscles on top. I think I'll leave the video off from there and then we'll go on to part 2. Alright, since I started sculpting and the plastic was a little thin, I was going to line the inside with some of my epoxy sculpt or epoxy clay, whatever the stuff I bought. Alright, since it was really thin from all the dremeling out, I decided to give it a little bit more structure by putting some epoxy sculpt on the inside. Build them up a little bit. I'm a very amateur sculptor and I'm just trying to make my shapes and I'm going to try smoothing them out. So it looks a little ugly right now, but you can see basically outline all the muscles. Alright, here's the front and back. He's starting to come into focus. I'm building up his muscles. Kind of like a rough draft. I'm going to end up, going over that with some sandpaper, try to do better definition later on. Kind of using Batman as a sort of a reference for anatomy. I'm not that good on muscle structures, but, Batman's a good start. And after I used the Dremel on him, I had to go back over this with some 400 grit sandpaper to smooth him out a little bit because he was really flaky, this plastic. Here I am slowly trying to build up his muscles. I had to go back over him with 400 grit sandpaper because this, from the Dremel, he just kind of turned flaky and I had to smooth him out. So trying to build up some anatomy and using Batman here as a reference because I'm not that good with anatomy. So he's detailed, but not overly detailed. I'm not expecting, you know, this figure to end up looking that good, but I think it's a good start. Here's what I got for his legs so far. Happy accidents all about. I just started putting random little bits of the clay on there, and it kind of ended up looking like muscles. You know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not great at anatomy, and I just used the Rob Liefeld approach, where he didn't care either. He just started drawing lines and stuff and made it look like muscles. And that's not a knock on him. I like Rob Liefeld, but look at that. Bunch of happy acts, like kneecap I started, then I just threw other stuff like that's like hamstrings and stuff like that, just bulging. You know, I'm gonna sand it down with, you know, get my fingerprints off it, but it's coming out pretty good. His arm, I could get a little bit better detail in there. But it is definitely bulked up. Hands took probably longer than his head, and they're still not done. Here he is all pieced together. Already started sanding him a little bit. And I will say, the more work I put into him, the better he looks. So it's going to take a while to finish him. Because, hey, you can't rush a masterpiece here. Coming out pretty good. Look at the abs on him. His back. Like, those are pretty hard lines, but I'm going to put, like, take some clay, make it all wet, and then fill in the cracks a little bit. Make it smooth out those lines. Get more fingerprints off. If I gave them closed hands, I know they would probably come out looking better, but I kind of want little open hands, because thinking of maybe making some sort of webbing for him to swing around on. One thought I had is don't go too crazy on the detail on, you know, his abs and on his back, because eventually I'm going to have to paint that Venom symbol on there, and I kind of don't know how I'm going to do that just yet. So that's something to ponder as I slowly work on my masterpiece here. So for the two people out there who might be subscribing to this channel just to see what's up with this figure, it might be a while, but it might be worth it. So stay tuned for the next video. Here he is sitting next to Talking Venom. And here he is with Mego Spider-Man.